friends, it's Peggy Noe. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I am here with my little Yorkshire Terrier, Ellie, and I thought I'd turn the camera down and give you a better look of her today. She has had a busy morning. We've both had a busy morning. We had a friend over to stamp, and we had so much fun. We really did. We thoroughly enjoyed it, and Ellie loves this friend that came over. So we just had a great time, and we are all excited to show you what we've got for you today. I think she's thinking about her nap, but she ran outside a little bit. How's the weather where you are? It's beautiful here today. It's in the 70s. It's just gorgeous. Hey, Anthony. Good to see you, and I'm thinking about what time it is for you. Hey, Diane from Alabama. For Anthony, it's probably around midnight, isn't it? I bet. Yeah, I know it's late over there. Well, I have a really fun card and tag and gift box to show you today. So let me just see if I can turn this up just a hair. Hello. So good to see you all. And I'm going to just set Ellie down right here for a minute and switch you to the other camera because I want to chat with you for just a minute. Sit down, baby. Can you sit down? I thought I'd just have her sit here. 11 p.m. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. In London area. Yes, Anthony. So here is the one thing we have going on right now with Stampin' Up! Is the Curvy Celebrations deal, but what I want to remind you of is that there are two items in this deal that are not going to carry on through the new year, and that's going to be, let me just switch this, okay, and that's going to be this darling stamp set, and if you haven't gotten it, you're going to want to get it now. Hey, Linda, good to see you. This is the Curvy Christmas, and it is too cute. I know you've seen some things I've made with it. I thought I'd bring out my card that I show just about every week, but it is just the best Christmas set. I love it, and I want you to be able to take advantage of it. Now, of course, I use the dies here, but I also used, and we're going to be using it today, the classic Christmas designer series paper that comes in 6x6, the 6x6 size. And the one we're going to use today, let me see if I know I had one more of it in here. There it is. I see it hiding. This pattern, I think, is a really fun pattern, so we're going to use that today. So these two items are not going to carry over after December. The other items, the regular stamp set and the dies will be in the new catalog, but not these two. So I just want to make sure that if you want them, you go ahead and get them before the end of the year. That's what I wanted to show you today. Hey, Sherry, good to see you. So here's Ellie sitting down. She's just gonna, I'm gonna just show her to you for a minute because she does like to sit up here with me. It's kind of cute. Okay, so today we're gonna talk about tags. Now we're gonna make a tag, but I'm gonna show you what else a tag can do. And this is the tag we're gonna make today. And she's kind of sniffing it. Don't eat it, baby, don't eat the tag. So we've used that paper that I just showed you from the Classic Christmas. I've used some Poinsettia plush paper, and I'll show you the other things, but it has a little partridge on it from the Arrange a Wreath stamp set. And this is a darling tag, and you could make a bunch of them, and it says Merry Christmas. But I want to show you what else you can do with tags, because I notice that sometimes people shut off when they hear the word tag. They're like, yeah, I don't want to make tags. But look at what you can do with the tag on a card. I just put that same tag on a card, and look how pretty it is. And this is what we're going to make today. And then I put the same tag on the front of a gift. I wrap the gift. You're licking all the things, aren't you, baby? The gift is made with a paper pumpkin box. We have the mini paper pumpkin boxes that are super cute. And I did a large belly band around the paper pumpkin box, And then I've added a big bow and the tag. Isn't that just cute for a gift wrapping? I think so. And so, hey Anthony, such a stunning project. Thank you. I'm going to put Ellie down now because she's kind of eating things. And I'm just going to switch to the one view so that you can see all these lined up, because I think they're just really pretty, and I just want to bring you this today and show you that if all you do is make a tag, you can go on and create 3 more things for the holidays with that one tag. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make the card, because within making the card we're going to make the tag, and then I'll tell you about the gift wrap later. So here is our card, and we're going to start with our normal card base, Whisper White, 8.5 by 5.5, and scored at 4 1/4. I'm just going to make it right with you, and we're going to just burnish that. Now I've used for the card, I've used a piece of the Poinsettia Place Designer Series paper. It's so beautiful. Every piece is gorgeous, and I could have used this piece too. But I decided today just to use the one with the poinsettias on it. So I'm going to adhere this with glue. And this makes a nice, vibrant background. Hey Pam, good to see you from North Carolina. How's the weather back in North Carolina? I always like to hear if it's snowing places, because I would love it if it snowed here. You know, we just have so little of it. I know you say, ugh, but it would be fun to have snow. I really think so. Okay, so there's our pretty background. And now we're going to make the tag, and then we'll adhere it to our background. So to start out our tag, we're going to go with this piece that I mentioned to you from the classic Christmas Designer Series paper, the 6x6. Thanks, Pam. This is the other side of it. You could use, you know, this paper is so versatile because I just pull it out for everything. But this is what I thought. I thought it looked kind of good on the flowers. It kind of is a nice contrast, the geometric with the flowers and the red with the green. So this is going to be the base of our tag, and then I'm going to layer on a piece of the plush poinsettia paper, which I think you know by now because I've used it several times. It's a vellum with raised plush on it, and I'm going to use that. And then I wanted to show you something I've been talking about a lot, and that is how you can use your Forever Flourishing dies. And here's my package, you know, my magnetic board with all my dies on it. And what I do is I usually take the ones that, these larger ones, or these open ones, are ones that would surround a stamp. But these here are ones that create leaves without stamping. And so I take those and I put them on a piece of cardstock. And I just run a bunch of them through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine all at one time. And then I pick them out, you know, like I'm going to do with this one, which is the one we're going to use today. And I set them aside, and that way I have leaves ready to use whenever I want them. And that's actually what I did when I started my project today. Is I saw this paper and I pulled out a leaf that I had already cut from the Forever Flourishing dies, and it just went beautifully because it's a garden green, which is one of the colors that goes with the poinsettia paper. So I'm just going to pull out a few of those little cuts to show all the sweet leaves. Okay, there we go. Now I'm gonna just cut all the pieces first, and then we're going to arrange them. So there are our leaves for the tag. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and stamp the partridge. And the partridge is the star of all the projects today. The partridge is the star of the tag. He's the star of the package. It's the partridge in a pear tree. Now I doubt those are pear tree leaves, but we're pretending, right? So we're going to go ahead and stamp our partridge. And I've got a piece of Whisper White, And here's my Partridge stamp. This is from, FYI, for your information, this is from the Arrange a Wreath die set. And there's, excuse me, stamp set. And it goes with the coordinating dies, which I have right here, the Wreath Builder dies, which we're going to use in a minute to cut the little partridge, to cut out the little partridge. But here he is. And I just think he's so cute. And I think it's, you know, traditional, holiday-ish, festive. And so let's stamp our partridge. And I'm going to use crumb cake ink. And surprisingly, I thought I might want to color my partridge, but surprisingly, the stamp itself has really great lines already in there. So let's stamp him down. And look at that. They've got the stamp itself. I love Stampin' Up stamps. They're so detailed. Look at that. You don't even need to color him at all because they've got the feathers and the way they lay. And he even has this little top knot thing. I know some bird lover will tell me what that is, but I don't know what it's called. But I really like this little partridge. He's super cute. So now I'm going to cut him out with my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So I'm going to bring that up here. And the die for this little guy is just about as cute as he is. Look at that little die. Isn't that just cute? So I'm going to put him down here. And the one thing is I want to be careful not to cut off that little top knot he has. It kind of reminds me of Ellie's bow, but I don't know what the little top knot is called. So let's run this through the die cutting machine. And we're going to end up, I think top knot works fine. Thank you so much, Sherry. Okay, so here is the little guy. And look how it really did cut out that little top knot. The die is excellent. It's just a great die. So now we're ready to put our little partridge on our tag. And this is where the little tricky part comes in because, so I'm going to actually just work with the plush right now because the plush is going to go over the red paper. So I'm going to, what I want to do is adhere the leaf and I want to have it come off, and it's a branch kind of. I want my little partridge to go here, and then behind the partridge, I played with two different types of ribbon on my other projects. I played with this pretty, and I forgot to look it up, it comes with red also. It's in a little pack. The green, it looks like old olive with gold, and then there's also a red with gold. And I really kind of like the old olive, and the reason is because it goes with the paper. The paper has old olive in it. The other thing I was playing with earlier today is the this beautiful gold twine. And this comes with the Forever Flourishing. It's part of that set. But I decided I really like this old olive. So let me see, I'm trying to get my little camera going. Okay. Sorry, little boo-boo. Okay, so what I did to use this ribbon is I just twisted it around, right around my hand. And you know, you've seen this, and you don't have to do this if you don't want to. Personally, I like kind of a bit of a shabby look. I think you all know that by now. I just like a little bit of wildness on my cards. They're still traditional, but I like to have just a speck of wildness, just a little bit. And so what I did is, let's see how I did this. I put this underneath where the leaves and the partridge are going to go. And the way to adhere this, you can adhere it with a Stampin' Dimensional, but I'm also going to use today my little glue dots, because they work really well for this type of ribbon. And I'm just going to tuck it under there because this is all going to get covered up later, right? So I just want to use it to somehow keep my ribbon from going off toward Jones's, is what I say. And here's another glue dot. I think I'll try to put this down here, just right down under that. And then you just press the ribbon right over it, and it's not going to go anywhere. And I'm going to do another couple of them. I usually hold these things together with Stampin' Dimensionals, and I'm still going to use that, but this ribbon is a little bit thicker than thread, and so that's why I'm using the little glue dots. And maybe I'll put one more under this side. Oh, you thought it was a feather sticking up. Anthony, thank you. So, okay, now we've got our ribbon all tacked down. I don't know if you noticed, but I had my nails done in Christmas green. I'm just very excited for the season, and so I just got started. That's how I kind of celebrate, is with my nails. Okay, then we're going to put the branch over the ribbon. And to put the branch on, I used, the trick, you know, is always with all of these things is how to adhere it correctly. And so I'm going to use some little mini Stampin' Dimensionals under the branches, because that way my branch is going to be raised up. All of these things make it look more fancy, make it look better. And so I'm putting the little dimensionals where I know I have space. And that's where two leaves come together. These are little hints that I like to give you as we go, so that it helps you to make your own cards and to raise things up on dimensionals like this. Let's see, that one's off, and I'll get one more on there. And these are the minis. Sometimes you can even cut the minis if you need more space. Let's see. I think I'll put one right over here. It looks like it fits right there really well. Okay, now we're ready to put our leaves down right over the ribbon. And you can smush it a little bit, it's fine, because it's supposed to look a little bit like that. And now we're ready to put our partridge on. And he's just going to sit up like that on a full-size dimensional. And in fact, let's see, I think I might even put two of them in here. So it's layering, this is layering, but it's kind of also what I might call stacking, as far as stacking one thing on top of another. And so we're going to stack the little partridge right on top there, and his dimensionals lift him up. So it just looks a little free-form, which I like. And then we're going to put it on our base, our little tag base right there. Now, if you were making just a tag, at this point, what I would do is I would actually, and I'm going to anyway, glue this piece of the plush Poinsettia vellum onto the background of the tag. And that's so it doesn't flop around. You know, of course it would be cute if it just flopped and did all that. But for the purposes of the card, we don't want it to do that. And also for the purposes of just using it as a tag. And then if I were using it as a tag, I would just punch a hole here with a regular hole punch. You could also use, oh, I always forget that guy when I come on here. I always forget the name of that. Anyway, the thing that punches all different kinds of holes. But for my purposes, when I made my tag, I just used a regular hole punch. But for now, I'm going to put the tag and see how I want it to be on my card. And I want it to be a little low because I'm going to put a pretty bow up here. So I'm doing all this so that I can tell where to put my beautiful vellum. And I'm just going to put glue all back in there and put the vellum right where I want it over the base of the tag. And there we go. Now I'm thinking I might want another little Stampin' Dimensional there. What do you think? Thank you, Karen. Hi, good to see you. I think I need to press this down, just get this layered down just a little bit more because it's sticking up kind of a bit, don't you think? So I'm going to find a place to put this little guy. I'm thinking right there might work. Oh, I didn't take the top off. Ha! Make sure to take the top off your Stampin' Dimensional. Yep. They're so tiny, aren't they? But they work very well. Okay. And then I'm going to adhere that leaf right there. There, that looks better because now everything is adhered there. So there is our tag. And what we're ready to do now is put it up on Stampin' Dimensionals on the card base. Raising everything up is what makes a card look so fancy. And any project really. And I'm just going to put 4 dimensionals on the back, the full-size ones. Hey Carol, good to see you. And for all of you who share today, you're going to get, I will private message you on Facebook with the tutorial for this project. I thought you might like that. Okay, so now we're going to angle our tag right there. And now we need to put the bow on. And I'm using today, I thought it looked just so pretty, this ribbon. It's called, let me read it, Embroidered Ribbon. And the color is, does it have a color? Embroidered, just embroidered ribbon. But it's really pretty and a little bit rustic, don't you think? I just thought it went so beautifully with this card. So I'm going to tie a little bow to put up here, and we don't need to cut a hole in the tag at the top because people assume there's a hole in there, right? They're going to already assume that there's a hole, and we don't need to tell them there's not. But this way, I think it's better because then we don't have to cover a hole with our bow, right? I thought that was kind of a smart idea. So let them believe that there's a hole up there, but there really isn't. Okay, we're just, you know, arranging our bow so it looks pretty. And now I'm going to cut off that edge and this edge. We may trim them again. And we're going to put our little bow right under there. Isn't that cute? And I'm going to adhere that also with the mini glue dots. I could use a Stampin' Dimensional, but I think I'm going to use the mini glue dots here. So I'm just going to put several on the back. And with bows, you can put the glue dots on the back of the bow loops. I don't know if you know that, but that will adhere your bow so it won't move. You'll have it right where you want it. So I'm going to put a little mini dimensional back there. They hold pretty strong, don't they? And here's another little mini dimensional. I think I'm going to put that right there. Okay, now let's see. We'll just press it down. Whoops, that one dimensional ended up staying on my nail. Let me get it under there. And press down. See, I like to do that with the loops because that way they stay the way you want them to. And right now I'm just kind of fussing a little bit with the tails, and I'm going to trim them up so it looks more proportional. Maybe that one even needs to be a little bit shorter. There we go. Hi, Glenna. Good to see you. You like the tag in the card? You need to make 4 gift card holders, and I think I'll use the gold pizza boxes. Yes, definitely. Those would be beautiful. So now the only thing left to do on our card is to create our sentiment. And the sentiment I'm going to use is also from the Arrange a Wreath stamp set. And I'm going to use actually Mary Merlot. It's a bit of a deeper color ink, and it's in our neutrals collection because it is kind of a neutral. At least they say it is. And so I'm just going to stamp this Merry Christmas like that, and I'm going to cut it out, punch it out. Actually, I love punches, don't you? I'm going to punch it out with this postage stamp postage stamp punch. You know it because it has the edges like a postage stamp. And we're just going to center that in there. And I could stamp a few more little things around it, like little leaves or something. But I think there's so much going on here with this card. I'm just going to leave it like this. Now I want the Christmas to show, so let's see. We could just do it like that, couldn't we? Maybe have the ribbon stick out a little bit. Yeah, what do you think? I like it. And we're going to put that on with Dimensionals also. And it just shows you that, you know, you can use a tag. You could have made the tag by itself. But when you put it on the card, that's another use for a tag. And then I'm going to show you and give you a few details about the box. So I'm going to tuck this down under here. There's our card, Merry Christmas. I really like it. I think it has lots of things going on, which is fun. And oops, we don't want to forget to stamp on the inside of the card. I want to put a little partridge in there. And I want to put a partridge on our envelope too. Thank you, Carol. I like it too. I mean, I don't think this is the kind of card you could make 50 of or anything, but you can make a few to give to special friends. So we'll put the little partridge right up in here on our card. Oh my gosh, isn't he just cute? I just think he's so cute. And then I've got an envelope here, and we'll put him here. I think it's a different type of a Christmas symbol. It's a surprise one, you know, that people don't really think that much, but when they see it, they'll know right away from the song, you know, the partridge in the pear tree. So I just think that is, whoops, let me get it down where you can really see it. And now I'll show you the box. So this is one of our pizza box. No, it's not a pizza box. It's a paper pumpkin box. And paper pumpkins come in these rectangular boxes. And these are beautiful. They're shimmery on the outside and plain on, not shimmery on the inside. And they're real easy to put together. And so they're matte on the inside. So if you wanted to color it and sponge it or paint it or stamp if you could turn the whole thing around and put it together with that matte side on the outside. So there are lots of creative options for these paper pumpkin boxes. And I made this little belly band, and I have my measurements for you. It's 4.5 by 12 inches. And it's the same poinsettia place paper that we used before. The scoring lines are 3, 4 1/8, 7 7/8, and 9. And I'll try to remember to put that below. I'll definitely put it on the YouTube version. And then what I did is I just tied the same ribbon around in a bow. And then this is the same tag that we just made. And I used that twine instead underneath. Let me put it up closer so you can see. That's the twine, and you can see, you know how that twine frays a little bit. And so the nice thing about the belly band, and this is quite a wide one, but the nice thing is that the recipient can take the belly band off the gift and still put it back on. In other words, they don't have to tear through it like, well, kids, but even some adults tear through gifts, don't you think? And I do. I've seen it. I've made really pretty tags for some of my adult kids, and they just rip right through it, not thinking anything of it. So the belly band is the way to go, and you just tell them slide it off. So those are our 3 projects for today. Where's our tag? Here's the tag. And so with the tag, you could definitely just tie that. It's okay, Ellie. Here's someone outside, I think. So with the tag, you can definitely just tie it. I'll just go back to this alone so you can see all 3 projects. And for the tag, I used the same ribbon, and I just pulled it through and tied a knot. So that would be plenty easy to put on a gift. So 3 different options for you, all using the same tag. So when you see a tag, go ahead and make it and look at all the different ways you can use it. I hope you've enjoyed my projects today. I hope it'll help you with your Christmas gift giving, because I wanted to get all this into you early in November, because starting, right after Thanksgiving, I know we're all going to be working on Christmas gifts and cards this year, because, with the virus and everything, I think we might not be seeing people that we might normally see. And I was thinking I would be sending more cards, and I'm thinking that you will too. I bet we'll all be sending more cards this year. So thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate you coming around to my little corner of the internet. And I hope you'll stop by my blog, prettypapercards.com. I post 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, and I always have new projects for you over there. So thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.